The Invasion of Sicily, 1943. On the 13th of May, 1943, the Allies had come out victorious in the North African campaign, as around 250,000 Axis soldiers had surrendered to them. They were now left with a difficult decision to make. They could now use their recently freed up army and naval forces to attack the English Channel and invade Northern Europe through there, or stay relatively close to where they were already and invade Southern Europe through Sicily, Italy. The Allies decided to stay close to where they were and invade Sicily. Around a month before the Allied victory in North Africa, German soldiers found the body of a supposed British Royal Marine floating in the Spanish waters. This Marine was allegedly carrying top-secret plans about the Allies attacking the west of Italy near Sardinia and Corsica. Hitler made sure his men got here as soon as possible. However, this was part of the British Operation Mincemeat, and the body with the classified information was staged and the information was false. By the time Hitler moved his men, there was an enormous Allied force coming to Sicily. Despite poor weather, the Allies arrived on the afternoon of July the 10th. Allied naval bombardments had attacked the coast defenses as the 150,000 Allied troops landed on the beaches. General George Patton was in charge of the American ground forces, while General Bernard Montgomery was in charge of the British ground forces. The main American force that landed at Sicily was the 3rd Infantry Division and the British 8th Army for the British. The Axis forces that were present were the Italian 6th Army for Italy and the Panzer Division Hermann Göring and the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division for the Germans. The resistance up to this point was minimal, as the Axis forces were so fooled by mincemeat that there were only 2 German divisions stationed in Sicily. On the 14th of July, U.S. soldiers in 2 separate incidents killed 71 Italian and 2 German prisoners of war who were all unarmed at an airfield. One was committed by Sergeant Horace West and the other by Captain John Compton. These killings are said to be motivated by the vicious pre-battle speech given by General George Patton. This would later be known as the Biscari Massacre. Adolf Hitler was still under the impression that the main attack would still happen on the Italian west coast, and was telling his officers just that. At this point, the Allies were gaining significant ground in Sicily, as the Axis forces were now very much hurt by the losses suffered in North Africa. Over the next month or so, Patton's men moved to the northwestern part of Sicily and headed east toward Messina. Due to these Allied advancements, the Italian fascist regime fell into disarray. On the 24th of July, 1943, Prime Minister Benito Mussolini was removed forcefully from his position and arrested. The new temporary government was headed by Marshal Pietro Badoglio, who did not like the Italian-Nazi alliance and therefore immediately called for an armistice with the Allies when he took office. While the invasion of Sicily was seen as a success for the Allies, the victory was not as great as some thought. Many enemy soldiers and supplies had been evacuated to the mainland of Italy, and the German soldiers, who were proven tougher fighters than the Italians, did not suffer many casualties. In total, the Americans, British, and other Allied nations suffered over 20,000 casualties, while the Germans and the Italians suffered well over 150,000, with most casualties coming from the Italians. The Allies moved into the mainland of Italy from Sicily and eventually into Germany, where Adolf Hitler and the Nazis would be defeated and Nazism would die. Thanks for watching.